Hey everybody, welcome back to the Unreal Engine live stream. I'm your host, Alexander Paschall, and joining me today is, Chance Ivey, surprisingly enough, and Daniel Kayser.
What's up?
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about today. Daniel, though, I think you should probably get introduced. I feel like people on the internet may know who you are for some reason.
They might. They might know my hair.
I don't know. I'm on the internet. I'm still not quite sure. Yeah, so why don't you tell us?
Like, who are you? What are you even doing?
What's going on
here
What am I doing here? This thing's flipping around, so if it falls off, you just get to watch me be just
They're used to it. They watched us put these back.
Hey guys, check it out. We're changing up the microphones.
Yeah, they're actually great, but.
Sorry, Shelly.
Scrutinized.
Awesome.
So yeah, to answer your question, so when I started the internet, I figured that
back you and Al Gore together.
Yeah, when we started the internet, it was obvious that we needed gaming videos because gaming is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
So you got to have videos about video games. No, seriously. A long time ago, back in 2000s, I was a video game journalist working for a variety of outlets, and I helped start GameTrailers.com back in 2005. You know Game Trailers, right?
Oh, I remember that.
I think I've heard of it once, maybe.
I think that they're a place to get trailers for games.
Well, not so much anymore. There's a picture of me.
There's a great picture of this musician that we all...
I get a lot of comparisons to a lot of things.
You're the guy with the hood on the back, right?
Are you asking me which one I am?
Yeah.
On the right there, that's the lovely Miss Amanda McKay, as we co-hosted GTTV on Spike, which was a show. And we did, E3 coverage. We did a lot of things in the gaming industry. But most importantly to me was there's me on the red carpet at the VGAs with iJustine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And, so a lot of on-air stuff is what I did. But really what I love to do is the behind-the-scenes stuff, actually constructing the interviews and talking to game developers, because as a lifelong gamer myself, that's always the pride and joy of working in this industry is you get to, discuss games, you get to talk about the evolution of games, and my God, how much have they changed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and like the stories, right? Like, I mean, that's one thing that activates me, here working on Unreal Engine is just developer stories. You get to watch these. There's the people behind.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Specifically behind the product.
That's it. The people and the process, which was always at the core of what I was trying to do on Game Trailers and GTTV. And on a television show, you only have so much time. Online on GameTrailers.com, we had more time to kind of do that through video, but also through managing the news there. And I had another. Podcast blog called Epic Battle Axe that some people might know.
Oh, yes.
That was, there's me getting my butt kicked playing hockey with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, really?
I had the house skates, and that was really interesting to skate against them. And it was specifically a contest about speed. I'll give you one guess as to who won.
Who?
The other guy.
The other guy, yes.
It was a 50-50.
It was.
Well, so between the two of us, we got it right.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Teamwork.
But anyway, so that's one of the things that I'm here as the product marketing manager to do is to kind of what I was doing before on the game trailer side, which is kind of talk to developers, showcase the process and the people in addition to the product that they produce. Mm-hmm. That's where my passion's at. That's what I love to do. And obviously the Unreal Engine ecosystem is so large and continuing to grow that it's just really, really exciting. That was coming on board here after Game Trailers. It just seemed like this was the most exciting time in the history of Epic to come on board, and allows me to do all the things that I love. So that's what we're doing here when I'm not getting attacked by Hulk Hogan. As I got attacked literally right after this. He almost hit my hair. Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh, it would have ruined it
I actually
forever.
can't believe it. He's jealous. I mean, somebody else in here might also be jealous, but
goal. but yeah, so I'm super excited to be here. I've been here for a while, but not on the live stream yet. So thanks for having me on, obviously, and look forward to the opportunity to pop on when applicable to discuss some of the showcases, which is a big thing that I'm kind of working on here through the websites, and then obviously, to increase our output of news and all the things happening, because there's just every day there are so many things happening in the world of Unreal, and it's just awesome to be able to evangelize that and promote you all, the developers and the community of Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
and shine the spotlight there,
It's really funny, we think back to when we first started these live streams, right before I came here too, and the launch of Engine out to everybody, and how the community has grown over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And we're just still to this day just day by day, week by week, just floored by the talent that's out there, everything that you're making, and we want to help tell that story in any way. And Daniel's heading up a number of initiatives here to help drive that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, news first and foremost as we start expanding things, covering more of that. But showcases, I think, is a big area. I'm doing a lot of that, but we also have some people in the industry helping us out with that. Jeremy Peel from with the Making an Unreal series over at PC Games Network is helping out. We have John Godiosi, who's been in the industry forever. Worked with him forever. He's with Fortune, Men's Journal, writing showcase pieces about what's happening in the Unreal ecosystem. And then Stu Horvath over at Unwinnable is also contributing. Specifically with the Unreal Dev Grant winners, chronicling their stories on their road of development. And then we have a lot of student showcases we're kind of compiling and cultivating to be able to tell the story from the student perspective. I think there is no more exciting time than now to be a student, to look at the prospect of what is ahead career-wise. And if you're learning Unreal Engine right now in any degree of education, you're equipping yourself with skills that could be applied in a variety of things. Game design obviously being chiefly amongst them, but there are a lot of other things in the realms of enterprise, different forms of entertainment. That really, it's just such a valuable thing to learn, and there's no barriers to learning it. So being able to tell the story of those on that side of education is fantastic, and I just love the energy that comes along with students looking to break into the industry.
It's such an exciting time. Like you said, like anyone can get into it, and at every recent conference or any kind of meetup I've gone to, there's always some kind of not just a high schooler, but someone in middle school even. That's like, it's not just college kids. It's it's getting a lot younger, and it's a lot more accessible these days. So we're getting really interesting stories out of people that are 12 even.
I think we've had people in that young teen range in the community spotlight in the past too. I mean, they're reaching out, they're sharing great work at such a young age. I mean, I remember back when I got started, it was a much different world. So it's really exciting to see that tenacity.
How old were you
hunger.
when you got started?
It's probably 15, 16.
That's how old I was when I created the internet.
Oh,
So
cool.
we have that in common.
Oh, cool.
That's really neat. I think I was using it back when you guys were making it. And that's kind of neat.
Yes.
Cool, yeah.
I did some math on you. I think I've been with my wife almost as long as you've been born. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Wow.
That. Well, pretty close.
That makes you sound very.
He's been with the internet.
I've been with the
interesting.
internet.
Let's see. Born in '89, and
it's funny you mentioned showcases and things too. And we're going to be talking about some of the plugins that have come to the ecosystem right now too.
Yes.
But you also do a number of things with plugin creators or marketplace content that's out there too.
Absolutely, and some exciting stuff this week. We kind of we've been rolling out the plugins since early May. Early May, we introduced the first 5 game analytics, Modo, things that were immediately impactful to the Unreal Engine ecosystem. But over the course of the month of May, we started implementing more and more plugins, and now we have a post that just went live yesterday talking about 25 plugins available in the marketplace, both free and paid plugins. And it's just great because it gives developers an opportunity to directly connect with plugin developers to connect with project developers, and it allows people on the project side to start augmenting that process, that design process, that development process, and starting to think about what can be added to their Unreal Engine project. So we're really behind this movement to connect those two things through the engine, and over the course of time, just more and more plugins are going to start filling up in the Unreal Engine marketplace. They'll be chronicled every month inside of the Unreal Engine Marketplace wrap-up post, which covers pretty much everything that is new, but it's starting to get larger and larger and larger, so we might have to eventually break that up into a couple of posts. I don't know. But right now, it's really exciting to see month over month over month how that aspect is growing. As more developers come on board, as more people start developing things, and then start needing the resources available to them to make their projects what they could and should be.
I'm seeing what you guys are all out there creating right now that's in the pipe, right? Like it's a lot of fun for us in the sense of like seeing like, oh man, this ability to augment the engine to add value to everyone around. It's just awesome. We're glad to be where we are.
And I think that's what I love the most about the engine, is that it's like this living, breathing thing that just is constantly evolving and has always been. And just the moment you're ready for it, it's ready for you, and it comes packed with all this history that you could kind of just put yourself into. You know, it's a story being told continuously that is an opportunity for you to be a part of. So
yeah, and there's always just something new, like you said. There's always something new coming out, and you always know that if you don't know something right now that's coming out tomorrow, then you're going to find out tomorrow that something just came out and you just had no idea what was happening, and it just springs up on you all the time where someone made something just impactful and amazing out of nowhere, and so it's definitely a really cool industry.
One of the creature animation plugin is one of the new ones that we had. That like seriously, I've one of the things I want to do is a little side project because I've never developed a game. Here I am. I'm just like, oh well, maybe I'll take a year and work on this thing. I was inspired by something, and that plugin was the thing I was kind of like, oh, this would be what we would need to do this project. Hopefully, we'll have the ability to actually do something like that eventually. But that's what's cool. That's to your point, like something. Boom, here it is. Now you can actually do this this really awesome thing. So
yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be hopping into a little bit more depth about, plugins and what's currently out there available, what we kind of expect next, on this end. But before we do that, let's hop over into the news, unless you have anything else to add.
I like news. News is good.
Great. News is great.
News is
lots
cool.
of it.
There's lots of news.
We're going to tease a little bit too today, so it's going to be fun.
Great.
I've missed them, so I have to give something else a little special this time.
We're just going to let Chance run with this one. I know you're a little rusty because it's been a little while, but I feel that it's important that you let your wings spread.
I'm sorry that my awkwardness has returned to the live stream. So, but y'all are good. You're strong. You're resilient. All right, let's hop over to the news, Shelly. And then here's my face. It's just me. All right. So today you may have noticed that 4.12.2 hotfix has gone out the door. This has a number of fixes in it you might be able to grab from Stephen Ellis's post on the forum. So download it now, check it out. It is awesome. We are big fans of it. All right, kind of hop through that. So I wanted to call this out too. Epic Dark Veil. That's actually Mike Fricker. So if you're looking for him on the forums, you know where to find him now.
And now you know what his handle is in all of his games.
Yes, absolutely. The VR editor, of course, is out in 4.12 right now. You can download it. You can poke around in it. If you've got a headset, you can start making things with it. I know Yannick is here in the chat right now. I've talked to him a number of times. The team is actively collecting feedback on this. So if you are using it at all and you have any ideas about it, you can head over to the Unreal Editor VR official mega thread underneath VR development. You can give your feedback directly to the team. They're in there pretty actively talking about it. And as Daniel mentioned right now, Unreal Engine is a living product. It's going to be continuing to grow for as long as it lives, right? Like,
forever.
And so the VR editor is a part of that, right? So as VR development kind of grows and matures into something that people have headsets, people are actually shipping content, as we're kind of seeing now, right? Like more and more people are going to be creating this way, and we want feedback from those creators out there, and specifically how to make this better for you all. So I encourage you to hop in there and troll those guys for a bit. They'll appreciate it too.
Special shout out to Yannick. He just announced in chat that after his internship is up, he actually does have a contract with us. So that means you can continue to harass him for as long as you need about VR
That's great.
improvements.
I am so, but I can't, since he's in, I can't really harass him.
Oh no, no.
Oh, well.
When it was easier to pick on him when he was, he was going out the door.
All right, let's see what we have up next. Oh, so yeah, specifically on the showcase, front, we wanted to pull this one out and talk about it as a homebound developer. This is actually Victor Oman from Quixel.
Yeah.
And Daniel got the chance to chat with him about the creation of the homebound project using Unreal Engine 4. It's a really cool story. Daniel, can you kind of give us a little bit of a TLDR on it?
Yeah, well, I mean, so he's the art lead, not a developer. He's working on the art side of things. I mean, you could see how beautiful this stuff looks, right? But I think the real awesome story here is that the idea initially started off as just like, hey, let me throw some stuff into Unreal Engine to see what happens when I look at it in VR. And then he started realizing how quickly he could start piecing elements together and start, making something that actually resembled a game. And he was using blueprints the entire time. And as the article points out, he kind of just, started one thing led to the other, and he was consulting with the community and finding documentation and this just gorgeous type of experience emerged, I think his forward momentum was like never really slowed down because of the ability to iterate and access the engine through Blueprint. So when you have great looking assets and you have wonderful content to work with, that's what you want. You want to proceed towards your vision, and I think this piece really kind of showcases how that was able to happen. And there's a really great video in there too. You get to see him actually experiencing this.
No, seriously. So these videos came across after just a few days of working on it, right? Like, and we were just like, what? So I encourage you to go check out the post and actually watch them. I'd pull them up here, but that's kind of a strange experience, video inside a video. We're not quite Leo level here yet, but
there you go.
But it's one of those things, Daniel and I were actually talking about this earlier, where like you have kind of a creative vision and you start working in the engine and then you kind of see what your capabilities are and it like influences your vision to kind of like grow into something really great. And this is a really cool story just specifically about that, like how he got into the world and then just started going, right? Yeah,
and I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like when you're doing anything creatively or even technically, one of the worst things is to have your progress stopped. Like you just want to be continuing moving forward, and I mean, there's an obvious level of, hey, well, I need to investigate this, or I don't know this, so I have to research this. But I think that's one of the big things, is just making sure that through the engine that the resources are there, the information there, the community's there, and of course the tools.
Yep. Great. Right. Next up, the Unreal E3 Awards by GamesBeat return in 2016.
Yes.
So Daniel, Dana, myself, and a few others here will be heading out to the show. If you don't recall, last year we did the Unreal E3 Awards by GamesBeat for 2015. Where basically we scoured the floor looking for some of the greatest Unreal Engine content that's out there. There were over 70 games, kind of on display at the show, and we had
which is awesome, by the way. You're glancing over that.
Oh yeah,
but like
it's amazing, right? Like
70 Unreal powered games at E3.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's a massive amount of games.
It was really great, right?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And we're kind of looking at the lineup now, and it's shaping out to be something of note as well. So we're really stoked to get out to the show. And do the awards again with our partners at GamesBeat or VentureBeat.
Yep.
So if you're working on, just specifically want to call out, if you're working on a game that's going to be at E3, reach out to us at e32016@unrealengine.com. Shoot us a message so we can at least get on our radar. We'll try to find you there at the show and say hello and then qualify you for the awards as well. I expect my phone to start buzzing.
Yes.
Anyway, all of the winners will be receiving a GTX 1080 by our wonderful friends over at NVIDIA. And you can
which
see
is awesome.
Yeah.
By the way.
Oh yeah. So
I mean,
the card you cannot buy now, right?
And that thing, it looks amazing.
That thing is incredible. I know we saw Tim on stage at DreamHack, talking with Jensen about it. They've been great partners with us in the program. They were partners last year with TIs, and they're here they are with the 1080. So just going to go over the specific award categories real quick. There's high-end visuals, design, addictive games, established IP, new IP, buzz, immersion, VR technical achievement, since we're seeing so much more incredible VR content these days.
Tons of new VR games.
Just the awesome theme, and then Triumph. So we've got a number of categories in here with some fun names like Unreal Underdog, Hardware Mover, VR Voodoo, things like that. So you can find out the full information about it on unrealengine.com, hitting that right on our blog. You can check out last year's winners. And our full roll up there. So again, if you're at the show, let us know. We would love to, even if you're not showing your game, you're just there. Love to say hi, high five. We'll
can we show them what we want?
Like just like this.
No, there's a little more like kickback, like.
Oh, the back. Okay.
There you go.
Look, the whole left to right thing is strange. Like if it was hitting your right hand, I think it'd be okay. But
it's better on camera though.
Is it? You are the expert.
Well, yeah, that way you're both facing forward as you do
All
a
right.
high five.
Because that's awkward.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we have up now?
And just to clarify, I know that we've been getting a lot of people talking about E3 awards. How do I get myself put in for nomination and all that? And yeah, like you said, just be there at E3. Just to clarify, there's not a lot of. Just let us know and all that.
To be qualified, you have to have your game on display at the show,
right.
in some official capacity. And but even if you're just there, you're not showing the game, we'd still love to meet up and say hey.
Yes.
So let's see. On that note, this is the games in this following list do qualify. The Mix, the Media Indie Exchange, returns to E3 this year as well. And there's a number of games that are being shown there in their showcase. So if you are at the show, you should go check it out. It's a great program, great organizers, great vibe. there's me right there from last year. Yeah, sneaking in.
Do you have your glasses on?
I do. Yeah.
It's dark, and you have your glasses on.
No, regular glasses. I was outside. And it was bright.
So you had a little more beard then, too.
Yeah, I did have a bit more beard. It was my E3 beard. Anyway, so there's 4 games on here. Let's see if we can find them. Streamline, Astroneer.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. Astroneer is so awesome. And then Redout and The Long Journey Home are all being shown there. So
awesome.
Great Unreal Engine 4 games at the event. Swing by if you are in town. Where are my notes? Oh, great. Yeah. And so I think the last piece of news we have here is Solus project has shipped.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you have actually probably worked on the Solus project at some point. Shord has done really amazing work over the last few years, involved the community in a number of ways.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not familiar with who Shord is, Horrence is one of the most prolific, or it has been historically one of the most prolific trainers for Unreal Engine from 3 to 4. I learned from Shord, 9 years ago when I was first getting into Unreal Engine 3, UT3 modding. But Solus is, one of his brainchilds at Teodel, and it's been awesome. We've seen it kind of evolve over time. We've had Short on to talk about it here. It's out now, and so we're just congrats to him and the team. Go check out the game. It's awesome.
Yeah, and it's been like an ongoing project, and then they've released content leading up to this point. But I guess you could say it's all nice to see it shored up at this point. Sorry, I had to get one. I had to do.
Everybody gets one.
You can have that one. No, you're good. You're good.
I had to do one. I'm sorry.
I'll give you that.
You might have given me an ulcer.
All right, and then we don't have a video for this, or a web page for this, but we wanted to do a quick shout out to a couple of our partners. Shelly's gonna stage up our. Yeah, there we go. Great. So shout out to Falcon Northwest and NVIDIA for sponsoring an event we had in Berlin for Paragon. They've been great partners for a number of things with both engine and games. And we just wanted to say thanks for everything, y'all. Y'all make the awesome happen. Cool.
Absolutely.
So let's.
That was a cool transition.
Yeah, she's got some good ones in there.
Like
you should see the bass guitar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
So,
you. You're awesome.
a couple more news things here. We've been pretty heads down for the show, right? Like we've been kind of silent in a number of ways. And yes, you haven't seen me in the live stream for the last 6 months because I've been heads down for E3. No, but there's a lot of new things that are coming to you, and you're going to find out about this kind of over the next, I guess, month, 2 months, things like that. So up front, I wanted to just kind of say, I want to give everybody an update on Unreal Dev Grants. And if you're not familiar with Unreal Dev Grants as well, if you're new, it is it's a fund we put together for rewarding very awesome Unreal Engine 4 games. With no strings attached. You can go to unrealengine.com/unrealdevgrants to see other winners. They're all over our blog as well. That's also where you would apply for it. Basically, the only thing that you need to apply is a prototype built in Unreal Engine 4, right? So
and a dream.
Yeah. Yes, have a dream too. That's also good. But if you have a dream and you don't have the prototype yet, and it's not in Unreal Engine 4, it might disqualify you a little bit.
You
so
gotta have both together. Can't be one.
Right.
Got to have the motivation and the thing.
But there's we are in a fortunate position to see just hundreds of fantastic projects all the time, and we're always stoked to get behind these and kind of help developers out there find success in whatever way that is. So we encourage you to submit if you're working on something really awesome. Go for it. And if you have any questions about it, there's a thread on the forums. I'm happy to hop in and answer any of them directly. There's a lot of information about there. The program's been going for about a year and a half now. People ask me if the money's gone. It's absolutely not. We're still rolling them out. And on that note, we are going to have an announcement within the next couple weeks. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll be probably dropping them on the blog and here on the live stream. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited to get this news out to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
On that note, too, we announced at GDC that HTC is partnering with us specifically on the grants program to provide HTC Vives for VR developers out there making great things in Unreal Engine 4. We've seen, a couple hundred of them be delivered to people over the last few months, and we've still got plenty of them left as well. So if you're making something awesome in Unreal Engine 4, same form, unrealengine.com/unrealdevgrants. You can find it on our website. It's under the community section as well. Just apply there and tell us that you're looking for a Vive. Show us your project, and we'll see what we can do to get you a Vive pre-sent out. It's been awesome. Like I've seen people on Twitter already taking it and making amazing things happen. Taking their project to the next level with it. We'd love to do the same for any of y'all out there.
It's really exciting to see so someone who's just like, I'm on the cusp of being able to do stuff. I just really need the hardware. And then the next like 2 days later, HCC sends them this, and then we get a big, oh my gosh, and then a couple days later, it's a whole new project, and you see the results really quick.
Awesome.
It's such a great turnover. And like you said, still money in the bank, still vibes in the bank. Contact us through the same form. Say,
So don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy and apply for everything at once.
It's funny. I'm in the process of updating our FAQs, but people often ask me if I apply, is that like, and I don't get it, does that blow my chances? Absolutely not. Apply, and if you don't hear back from us, within a bit of time, you can always apply again once your project's had, some significant, progress, right? Like we'd like
you
to
want
see.
to have something new to show us.
Exactly right. It's just apply again when you got something new, and some of the ones that have won that have applied over 6 months, and we've been able to kind of see where they've gone from. I have an idea on paper, and it's like we can't do anything with that yet, but to see an actual game come out of that is really awesome. So, we encourage you to do it, make it happen. Next up, I know this is super boring. I'm just reading from a computer, so I apologize to you all at home.
I sit in the office with these. This is what I hear
and he has to look at the face and everything.
He's gonna hear
all the time.
He's just gonna troll Reddit the whole time.
I'm just gonna troll
it. So we have about 6 months ago, maybe a little more than that. We had an amazing time here with on the live stream with Brian Karras, and we were talking about character rendering tech for Paragon.
Yeah, hair, eyes, and skin.
So we might have something to share with people as far as content in the future. Don't really know, but just think about that. Put that in your pocket for later. And when we start talking about it a little bit more in detail, you'll kind of be like, oh yeah, that's the thing I mentioned. So keep an eye out for more examples for people that are looking for awesome things.
That totally reminded me. I should throw this out here. Like, speaking of Twitch streams in which we have said there are awesome things and we're getting them out there, Ryan Brooks did actually put out that parallax occlusion mapping map into content examples, which we had previously said he's going to try to get in there. It's in there right now.
Great.
Just happened.
Sweet.
So perfect. And that was from just a couple weeks ago, right?
That was a few weeks. That was the parallax occlusion mapping one. He was on a couple weeks ago for something else, but this was a little while
the Palm one way back. Yep.
Because now 412 is out, so that's on there. Check that out for sure.
On the note of other kind of content that's heading your way, there may or may not have been a large conference keynote that we may or may not have had a demo in sometime in the last couple of years that may or may not be heading your way at some point. So keep an eye out for even more may or may not.
Why do people ever say may or may not? Because it just means may.
Yeah, I know. But, it sounds
I can
better.
neither confirm nor deny. And then everyone knows that that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, totally.
I can neither confirm nor deny there's aliens in Area 51.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. Anyways, keep an eye out for more information there. We're also finalizing details on a partnership to spotlight even more, like, just super awesome projects. So this is something that I'm really excited to start talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
We're not quite there yet, right?
Yeah, that's a cool one.
And what I want to just kind of let you know now, we want to see some really, really awesome things. So you know how to reach out to us for a number of different things, like Community Spotlight, or find us at events for those specific things. But reach out to us on Twitter using the hashtag. I think that Shelly's got a cat friend that she can maybe share with us.
Is it cat tag? Hashtag?
Hang tight.
Is this the hashtag cat?
It's okay. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're working on something, that's like high in visuals.
Why is it so slow? The cats are usually pretty quick.
Well, it's Alexander's. Alexander's cat. Yeah. Did you just call Shelly slow?
No, I thought
Shelly's
it was like
awesome.
That's my cat. Did you call my cat slow? Oh my
put
god, it's half of a cat.
It's half a
Okay,
cat.
things are getting weird, y'all.
Hey, now it's over my face.
It's like
that
my
is
arm
Alex's
now.
arm. Anyway, so if you're working on something that is, it's beautiful, high in visuals, you're working on photogrammetry, anything is just mind-blowing visuals, hit us up, use the hashtag, find us on Twitter. Even if you're not, do that as well, because that's how we find amazing projects to share with the world, right?
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, the community is everywhere. You're on Facebook, you're on VK if you're in Russia, you're on Twitter, you're on our forums, you're everywhere. So are we, right? We try to be as many places as we can to find some of the greatest things out there. So reach out to us, right? Like, show us what you're working on. Last thing, there's been a lot of. Are you scrubbing that cat's head?
I was rubbing his little fuzzy head.
But you get to go home and do that.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Then I get to have the cat on the stream.
So, last thing that we want to tease out there is people have been talking about mixed reality video and how all these amazing new, VR marketing shots have been made, right? Like where it shows like a person standing in a headset, like living in the world. So a lot of that stuff is kind of in the works. There was a slide shown by James Golding. You can look for it on James Golding's Twitter. But we'll have more information about that post E3 as well. So another thing we're super, super excited about.
Pretty neat.
Lots of exciting things. Like this obviously is pre-E3 week. Lots of great stuff there, but just like it just doesn't stop. There's like tons and tons of great stuff coming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in E3 week, I'm sure you can count on your number of Unreal Engine surprises as well. Like that people are out there doing really great things with the engine. So it's going to be a fun couple weeks, fun couple months, fun couple years, fun couple.
Last year was pretty surprising for a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah,
so
the Shenmue and everything.
Shenmue
like that,
and Final Fantasy.
Yeah, there were some really big ones that that showed up.
That one the Final Fantasy one was the one that I have to keep it on lockdown because I'm such a fan. Just got to keep it down.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic.
And so on that note, I'm going to kick this over to the man, Alexander, for Community Spotlight.
All right. Well, I think we're going to start this thing off with Answer Hub. So we can get these Sage badges going.
Refresh.
Yeah, we have to refresh these at the last minute because some of y'all
y'all are last minute and sneaking it in there.
You go in and you answer a bunch of questions. You get a bunch of upvotes. There we go.
And it's over on the screen.
All right, cool.
Shelly's going to cut us down. Bass guitar.
See? We've got the transitions. All right.
Wow.
So top of the charts today is Durzo. Congratulations on that. 530. That is a solid amount. Actually, the top three are just like really crazy high.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's like Stephen Curry numbers, like up here.
Yeah.
And then everybody else down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noctmar, who again I'm probably
I think you're doing pretty good.
Right on with that.
Yeah.
Because I know.
It's not near as bad as the one you're about to have to say.
Yeah.
Not here.
You're
but,
not far from Noctmar.
But J Ice.
Nope, not that one.
No.
You'll see.
Oh, well, no, that's the top three.
Yep.
Yes.
J Ice. But Noctmar. No. And actually, Noctmar has another kind of thing called Noctmar Dev, and last week I saw both of them on the
really?
thing, so you could tell, like, working on one, realized you wanted the karma on the other because you wanted the badge on the other account. So so
nice.
I think all three of you actually have badges, so thank you so much for coming back on and getting the top scores and denying all those other people badges. Wow. But thank you so much for helping everyone out. That's really great. And thanks everyone for coming on and participating.
Totally.
All right, so let's jump out of this.
Hop on over.
Okay, this is the last thing. You've got me on the last thing first. Well, that's okay. We'll just do this backwards. We'll do it live. Oh, wait, no, okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. We're good? Cool. So, Coders, who's actually in chat. Chris,
hey, Coders. How's it going?
Yeah, so Chris approached me at ECGC explaining that he was having some problems building a interesting new component of his, and I was really interested in what all it was going to do and what he was capable of with it. So I absolutely want to highlight that he's released it on GitHub and all these things. But what this is, Coders has released a runtime mesh component plugin. So what this does is it takes everything with our procedural mesh creation, like procedural mesh components, stuff like that. It takes those and kind of makes them not as necessary because there's a much more performant way to achieve it with his runtime mesh component. Oh, there you go. So runtime generated meshes as well supporting collision with runtime generated meshes. So it is what it sounds like. You can be in the game, spawn in stuff, and then it'll actually have collision and all this, and it can be procedurally generated. This is
publicly available.
This is available, yeah.
Cool, right.
Yeah, and also there's a forum post, if we exit this, which has much more of a breakdown of exactly what it does to improve performance. So you can see there's a 50% memory reduction, and I'm about to drop this in chat.
See, I love this too. Like, we have download areas where you can get it, and then examples of how to use it, documentation on how you can look up things when you get stuck.
When he said he was writing the documentation, I was like, sold. I need to highlight this. It's a really thoroughly put together plugin. It has a really good purpose. The best plugins are the ones that kind of look at us and go, I think I can maybe take what you did and then do it a little better, and then you show us how to do it. I like that. And that's like you were saying about how we're always seeing something amazing and new out of the community. Right. My favorite thing about our community is they are very capable. So when you see one of them really kick up a notch and do something impressive, really impressive. It's not just like a play of the day kind of thing.
Right.
It's this changed someone's
Dude,
workflow.
and again, this is like the complete package, right? Like this is the kind of thing that really, like, for me as a developer, if I'm coming to use something like this right here, tells me that this is legit, this is solid, this is probably high quality, and I can find help if I need it. The creator is actually showing me things.
Scroll down a little more. There's a GIF there. So yeah, you can see what
Did you say GIF?
Yeah, it's pronounced GIF. Okay.
Look.
I just know one of the guys that worked on the GIF format, and he assures me it's pronounced GIF. And yeah, Team GIF. I will have Chris Babcock come on here and school both of you and have him explain to you.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
But he knows how to read.
No, this is great though, and I think how you package it and kind of put it out there is equally as important to make sure that people understand what they're getting, how to maximize the potential of it.
That's great.
And
samples, projects, and all that. Yeah.
Using our samples template too, which is really great because anybody that's ever looked at ours knows kind of what to expect from yours. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah, love that. Cool.
Great.
Yeah. So excellent. Thank you so much again, Chris. Really good work. All right. So.
Did you want me to stay on that picture?
Actually, that's okay. Just scroll up a little more, because this is what I really like to show. So Paradoc contacted me. Now scroll down a little more.
Paradoc.
Yeah. Sorry. This
is Paradoc.
This is the one that I was on. So yeah, Paradoc. Paradoc's been in the community for a little while now, just kind of doing their thing. Yeah, join date 2014. If that.
March 2014 launch.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So we have a quick clip of Paradoc's game, which is a Flutter. Sorry. I'm wordsing so well right now. Flutter Bombs. So yeah, Flutter Bombs is the game that Paradoc's been working on, and it's really coming together nicely. But what I really love to see is this is a full breakdown of the creation and all the background stuff. So Paradoc has shared with me all of these great things. This is literally what we're looking at on screen right now is kind of, I want to say orthographic, but is a top-down, no, it's perspective, but it's a top-down view of the level, and then he's
the editor.
Printed out and drawn over it to show the level layout and what's going to be happening. And then as you scroll down, you can see the implementation, new character models, and the discussion of what exactly
that was your cue to scroll down.
Yeah, when I say if you scroll down.
Sorry.
You don't give it to Daniel. Daniel's paying attention.
I was reading the chat because people are saying nice things.
Yeah.
Because they're awesome.
Oh, check it out. That looks good.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so there you go.
That's
a
beautiful, though.
Good one. And I think Shelley has a little clip too. You can. There we go. And it's wow, that faded into it perfectly actually. So you can see that the gameplay is pretty lighthearted and fun, and then you just start nuking things. And you're this really sweet butterfly, and destruction is everywhere.
It's like that cat game where you just knock stuff off the shelf, but you're a butterfly and you're destroying the earth.
Or whatever it is. Yeah, but yeah, you're a butterfly. You get score points, all this. You get
this
boosts.
Is great.
Oh yeah, it's a
awesome.
It's almost like a classic arcade game.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and it's just about wrecking things in a very simple way. But there's power-ups. There's so many funny enemies to fight and whatnot.
I want a full Star Fox 64 kind of version of this.
Oh yeah.
I want him to have friends that are other kinds of flying insects.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool, like dragonflies and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, but
Cool.
yeah, Paradoc, really good work.
Yeah, great work.
Awesome.
All right, next up.
This is the one that you.
So we were sitting around before this, and I'm like, I never in my life took a single class of French. I always took Spanish, and so every time a French word or French name comes up, instantly I know I'm gonna butcher it. So le mélange, or mélange.
Le mélange.
Le mélange. Oh, you don't have no idea. Okay. Well, but this was brought to me by Jess Hyder. Jess, yeah, I know you're watching. Hey.
Unreal. Get your friend, or Alex, get your friends out.
I gotta do all this Frenching, and it's very difficult. I am not very good with the language. I do know though that this is not a video you need to know any language to understand. It's very fun. So
wait, so is there language in it?
I mean, language of body language.
Great.
There's body language. Shelley, the clip. Nice.
The clip.
The clip.
Le clip.
Le clip.
We should have asked Sebastian Rombotz. He speaks French.
Oh yes, Sebastian's in chat.
Yeah, he's here.
Apparently we were close enough.
All right, what do we got here?
Oh yeah,
this looks awesome.
Very
lighting
well rendered,
is killer.
nice lighting. And this, of course, anything to show the breadth of the of the engine. This doesn't. You don't have to make a
3D.
game. You can render out your animation.
Oh,
Use our
yeah.
great lighting systems.
This is great.
Yeah, it's like a little Pixar film, and it's a little like Rick and Morty meets Pixar. Just getting that young Rick feel.
Well, that's what's awesome, right? Like we were talking about earlier, like the engine being utilized for all these different things, including, animation and, these shorts and some longer format things eventually. But, I mean, it's just fantastic.
That's awesome. Shelly, do they have audio? Great. Sorry, we have to ask. We don't on the couch always know what it's like. Great.
Yeah, see, Shelly's getting the full experience.
Yeah.
Green
You
or
should
purple,
be.
Shelley? Green or purple?
It's gonna be purple. Oh no.
Ooh, both.
It's gonna be blurple.
Blurp.
Wait, that was
Gr-
blue purple.
The-
Gurple? Gurple?
Blurple? I know, I think it's Blurple.
No, blurple would be blue
I'm
and
gonna leave that
purple.
alone.
Wait, was he eating tomato soup
Yes.
from that?
Yeah,
Yes.
because it was
That was
Oh, but then there was a chemical reaction with the
Yes.
spoon.
Yes.
Got it, because he wasn't. Yeah.
spoon. I believe anybody who's French in the forums, but I believe spoon in French is couillère. I believe.
you have to
You
say,
have to say it 3 times?
Couillère.
Does
I
it-
said spoon, spoon, spoon.
Does it show up?
Which I
when you
think-
say it?
Is that like how
Like a
Beetlejuice
spoon would-
works?
yeah.
Yeah.
But somebody is there anybody in our forums?
Oh yeah, tons. I
Yeah.
mean, I
And,
Cool.
and Sebastian is
Am I
even in the
close?
chat too.
oh yeah,
so
spoon.
he'll let us know.
Couillère. It's Cuillere.
Gruyere.
I got-
C-U-I-L-L-E-R-E.
I got pretty close.
Gruyere cheese.
It's that's the only thing it comes with.
That's all I could think of there.
All right.
Even Jess is typing it out. Typing it out doesn't help us.
Yes,
you know
thanks,
that, right?
Jess.
That's
Hey,
Jess.
here's the thing though. If you ever hear somebody misspelling or
Mispronouncing a word, it's because they read something.
it's because they learn by reading,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
I'm okay with.
Yeah, that's what my fiance says.
So let's hop over back to plugins. We kind of touched on them a little
Yeah.
bit beforehand, but we talked about them with Stephanie a few weeks ago. She
Yes.
came on and kind of said, "Hey guys, we're ready for code plugins. We got a couple things coming up here. It's still a little early days, right? Like we're finding the best possible pipe for everybody to get things through there. But like
Yeah.
we've got a pipeline out. Like
Yes.
the tracks are set.
Yeah.
Things are showing up, man.
Yeah,
And,
in droves.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see what people are able to do, just kind of like to stack functionality on top of Unreal Engine. And with things like source access, it allowed people to make specific builds for their games. Plugins allows people that are using like even the binary that don't have to touch the source to pull something and then augment that experience into something really great. So
Right.
as we roll more things out there, like any blockage or boundaries for creation, right? Like are kind of
Yeah.
moving apart. People are making productivity tools. They're making things specific for sectors that are like not used here. They're taking existing things that we've got in the engine and extending them to the
Yes.
point that fits a specific need or a more general need, right?
Right.
And it's just awesome. So we're really glad to kind of see it take off and start coming this way.
Correct. Yeah, and we will be continuing, like I was mentioning earlier, to promote these, get these out there. They'll be a part of the marketplace updates, but they'll be rolling. The best thing to do is just keep checking the marketplace and hit that code plugin category and check those things out. But we got a bunch here as Chance is scrolling through. Maybe we could take a look at some of these, and I don't know which
You
Yeah.
want to put
one's
this on
Chance.
the?
Yeah, so Shelly's got some stills that I'm going to have her bring
that'll
up
be
too.
helpful.
But before we have one coming from there, the low entry series, you'll see it in the blog. It's just low entry X, Y, and Z. As I used to work a lot in applications that use web services, right? That want to make sessions and specific things like that. Low entry series takes like a lot of our web libraries and extends upon them and makes things like REST services easier, encryption easier, socket connections easier. So if you're doing anything that's data driven from the web, there are a number of new things that are on there specifically from the low entry that you can pick up now right on the marketplace, and they should provide you with tools that allow you to be successful there, right? Second one that I saw up here is something I know the guys over at Skunkworks. This one we do have a shot for. It's Fixit. But what's cool about Fixit is it is an in-editor like to-do list.
Yeah, it's a post-it note
Yeah, it's
system.
like Post-it notes inside your project.
So we use Jira internally. Teams use Trello for things at Epic. I mean, the marketplace is on Trello. I've used Pivotal Tracker. I've used just about everything you can imagine. But imagine a world where you're developing in a scene like this, and you can just drop a little note and just say, hey, Mark, this seems a little bit off. Did something happen with the lighting? As opposed to having to take a screenshot, mail it to him, and draw it out, and then go look at it in the scene.
Yeah.
While you're actually in the editor, you can go around and just see these notes that are hanging out there. What I also like about that too, not just bugs, but for like features, and say, this is going to be where this boss battle happens.
Right.
So don't, if you're working with other level designers or something, say, don't move the meshes. Like, this is exactly like we want it to be. So don't change those things. We need this space.
It's just like your programming comments, exactly. Like,
exactly.
Do not touch here.
No
please mess
touchy,
with this.
right? But if you look on the screen here, it's on the blog. You can zoom into it. There's like all kinds of information you can stash into these things too, right? Like you can set a priority. You can put somebody's attention. You can put some specific text in there. You can add tags to it that are in your tag database. This is available now. Like the Skunkworks guys, they use this right for their projects, and it's just super cool that like here it is available on the marketplace. I think it's awesome.
I think it's great. It just speaks again towards productivity, towards in keeping, going from concept to completion. There's all this stuff in between, and the goal is to always maintain forward momentum, do what you can do to, eliminate things that are going to impede your progress. And this is something that could help a team communicate more effectively, more efficiently, throughout design.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's like Unreal Engine, right? Like in itself, the reason it exists is to provide that path.
Absolutely.
Right. Like so, anything else that you put like specifically for you, if you put like a boost pad,
Yes.
as you're on that journey. I mean, these are ways that teams are building games. We build our own games here for like Paragon, Unreal Tournament, Fortnite, things like that. But other teams have specific needs that say, oh, this will really help us out. They'll be able to build things and share it here.
Right.
I think that's awesome.
It's great.
Another thing that really stuck out to me in this list is the dialogue tree system by CodeSpartan.
Yeah.
This one is cool because I've written dialogue trees in Excel.
It's brutal.
I've written them in like Sublime Text by just doing indentions. I've done it with Artisy Draft. There's a lot of really great Artisy Draft's a great tool. There's a lot of great tools out there for it. Scrivener, I've used that. It's more script writing, but you can use it for these. But this allows you to take some little conventions from like behavior trees, right? You look at this and you're like, oh, I know how to make a flowchart for behavior trees and kind of set up some logic there. But this will actually allow me to do the same thing for dialogue, right, and hook it up in my games.
Oh yeah, it's just a bunch of conditional checks and all that. But that's what you really need at the end of the day, nice and pre-built for you.
Yeah.
So
it's funny too, like. I worked in a game where we did branching narrative, right? And we did all of the branches in like Visio. This is a long time ago, right? Microsoft Visio, and it was very much flowcharty, heavy, do all that stuff. And then once you get it, you print it, and then you go implement it in code, right? This will allow the writer to actually be plugged into the system and kind of understand the relationships between all the things inside the engine, right?
Yeah.
And then leverage that to actually make dialogue for characters right then and there.
Yeah.
It brings even more people in your production pipipeline into the tool that you use, which I think is even more awesome.
And I'm actually seeing a lot of studios that do that these days. Was it Servios in particular as an example, but a bunch of different groups are.
Servios, the raw data team.
Yeah, raw data team. What they're doing is they're just kind of having everyone on their team at some point touch the engine in some way. Like even if all that you do ever is model and you're never going to need to get in there, just understanding it is. It's accessible, like we said earlier, to anybody. So it becomes really easy for your entire team to understand the pipeline and how much effort really goes into anything for anybody else, just because it's easy to dig into. By expanding out these kind of tools, we're just bringing in more of the team and making it more applicable. So it's really great to see stuff like this. And of course, if you have stuff that you've been working on, Dana's posting links to it in the chat, so go and send it to us on the marketplace.
Hey, Dana.
Hey, Dana.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
We miss you. Got a seat for next time. So come hang out with us again. It's really funny. We talk about even Victor, artist, going to the engines to look at the art of the engine. Like, same thing. Like, anybody in your production team that you can plug directly in there into the workflow of the rest of the team. Again, greasing that pipe for production, right? Making things faster.
And more and more with these things entering the ecosystem, but also just this sheer accessibility of the engine itself. It's like you click a button and it's you're downloading it and you're getting it. So if you've not done it before, it's an opportunity to dive in. And I think that's when these really exciting things happen. Again, an artist, like Quixel, starting to create content and getting inspired by that. And I think there is something that all of us involved with interactive entertainment. I've never made a game, love games, been playing games since the days of Atari. But, it's just the most fascinating medium because everything is converging in gaming in a way that it doesn't in any other medium. And I love, all of them, but gaming is just so unique and so special. And when I started my career as a journalist and really had an opportunity to talk with people about these processes, you just grow such an appreciation for things. And I think by people, you were mentioning with Servius, the team members, it's really important to gain an appreciation of what people on your team are doing and how they're doing it. Because then you understand not only what their obstacles are, but what their opportunities are for progress, and you can appreciate them as you combine your efforts to create this collective product that's bigger than yourself. So it's really awesome just to be able to see the engine at the center of all of that, especially as these gigantic projects, small projects, all different types of content are being birthed in the engine, and it's just, it's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Can we see Alex's cat with the word "cool," or is it already? It can't change the word.
Wait, Alex.
Of course not.
So
Cats only know
Alex
one
found
word.
a genie, and he got 3 wishes. We won't talk about the first 2.
Yeah, those are for me.
Yeah, but the
Those are
third
for me
one
wishes.
was that he had a cat that could speak, but he only got 1 word. That was a stipulation.
Yeah, and so it was UE4.
Yeah, that's all he can say is
UE4.
#UE4.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just say
It's really
it's
awkward
fair.
in the morning
Yeah.
when he's trying to wake you up.
I was in a weird place in my life, and I was like, yeah, that'd be a good idea. And you one of the wishes is always the regret wish.
Yeah.
When you get
Was
the
this
genie.
the one?
Yeah.
I'm sorry
the other
about
2
that.
were great. I can't say what they were, but they were great.
Great. All right. So
Whoa, there's a
yeah.
monkey on my lap.
That I can do.
wait.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of.
Yeah, you 2 could be brothers.
Oh,
look at you.
yay! So much fun.
Is that a hair joke?
No, Shelly has the monkey on standby for many. We usually get 1 monkey per stream at least.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
2.
gotta,
okay.
gotta get one. Sometimes it's like this big, and sometimes it's big.
Okay.
So another one we have in here too is Savior by Bruno Xavier. You've probably seen Bruno on the forums. Bruno's been everywhere. We've had him in the community spotlight a number of times. But the Savior is basically it extends our saving system. It gives you an interface to save a bunch of things. It's a tool that saves like physics. It saves you have save states. So it wouldn't just be, or save blocks. So you can actually save multiple blocks in your game if you wanted to have multiple saves. It's already set up and ready to go for you. It's actually kind of moved your level of success closer to you with it. I'm seeing if I can
I think
pull
it's all the way at the bottom of that post that you're
pulling it up
scrolling.
here.
to.
It's, but there's so much on here.
there you
I
are.
couldn't give all the time of it. So it's
Save
like
system there.
you have where is it?
Hours
Save and
played,
load
slot management. Oh,
actors with editable filters of different kinds. You can save load controllers, characters, blueprints. You can give easy indication of playtime, specific things like that, completion rates that all serialize down for you to reload and other things too. So this is another one. It's a huge productivity solver if you're building a game that could use something like this, right?
I really like the example that they kind of put out there because you look at it, you know exactly what you're building here is kind of like the Final Fantasy RPG kind of standard. Like, these are your party members' profile pictures. Here's all your stats.
It's even got the events listed out here too. So like on save game and on load game. So when those things happen, you can reconstruct things around. You say, oh, the game was loaded. What do we got to do, right? You can put that into your blueprint workflow or C++. Cool, love it. Then let's see.
You just burn
All right.
away.
And then
I'm entertained just watching the animations.
You haven't even. Can we get a zombie alert? Is that too much to ask today?
Give me just a second.
Give her a minute.
all right.
Yeah,
So,
load the
so,
zombie
so
alert.
before the zombie alert, there's one more I wanted to talk about, and Alex has got a couple of these ones to bring up to you. There's the Path Follow by Cooper. It's basically you can have anything move, animate across a spline. You have access to its speed, its rotation, pretty much anything you'd want to do, right? So I've used similar tools in the past to use splines to have like clouds in the background that need to do specific things. Or if you have, an airplane that's flying through the sky and needs to turn around and fly the other way, like an arcade game, shooting from the bottom, you can actually draw out the path. You can orient the different transforms in the path to how they should be rotated.
Nice.
So you can say rotate and do this there. And you can edit all these things with the plugin as well. I've used tools similar to this a lot in the past, and they're super, super helpful for you to kind of create those events very quickly.
Yeah, that's great.
Love that.
Yeah, it's I love the demos for it. It's kind of clear it's for a shmup kind of idea when you have your groups come in. You want each airplane has this particular behavior, so just preset the behavior here.
Yeah, the shmup is probably the best use case for it that comes to mind, because let's say you want to do like Galaga, you would draw a spline that does this and have them follow, and then afterwards stop and do your thing, right?
Oh yeah.
And Alex, yeah, you had a couple you wanted to bring up too,
Yeah,
right? Like
I don't know if we have an image for it or not, but yeah. So
that was not a zombie alert.
no,
was-
but
no,
that's
not.
it's okay. It's not a transition. It's
Uh-oh.
just that's just
Alert.
that. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
like it. I
great.
love our
Sorry.
graphics. They're so much fun.
That's good.
So, Play Up Tools plugin by Sushi 8 Studios. I wanted to throw this one out here. Play Up Tools plugin. Just to summarize what it is, it's the it's basically an importing plugin for SketchUp files. And so when you have just export your SketchUp file, bring it into UE4. But the problem right now is that SketchUp doesn't really have the UVs built into it. So what this does is it just kind of fixes that for you, and then allows you to just bring it in as is. It's a really easy way to do fast iterations on models and landscapes, etc. And then you can use the SketchUp store, and they have all the weird little objects for placeholders. So it makes it a little bit more easy for rough prototyping.
Specifically on that, I used to do a lot of block up in SketchUp.
Yeah.
Way before I would hop into an editor, just because you can iterate so fast. With SketchUp, it's just drag and move and drag and move and drag and move.
Yep.
And then if you ever wanted to see that in the game, you could always do it, but you wouldn't really have materials, so you have to get plugins for things like UVs and stuff. It's a wonderful tool, but it's not like a full unwrapping kit like you'd see for art. This will actually streamline that process for those SketchUp users out there that want that flexibility of a tool that you can quickly iterate with SketchUp. Put it inside the scene and see exactly what it's going to feel like inside the game with minimal friction.
That iteration process is so important. The one thing I have learned is that it's so expensive and taxing creatively, and also just technically. If you can't iterate quickly and you have ideas, what does this do? How does this work? We're getting with the addition of these and the engine itself. It's just it seems like. You think about a couple years from now, it's almost like you're going to have an idea, and with all these things, kind of everything coming together. It's just
say oh, I know this tool, I can do this thing, I don't understand how this is going to work. This is a really great thing that I've used in the past, or somebody else told me they can use, and they all work with Unreal Engine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. And as soon as you have concept, you're able to kind of start iterating, start checking out what works, get things in. I think that's the thing. Interacting with your ideas is essential to figure out what are good ideas, what are bad ideas. We all
every designer knows,
right?
Kill the thing you love.
But if you can't interact with your ideas, you're just going to be, you're just kind of frustrated. You're just waiting to figure it out, and it's so expensive spending that time, getting to the point where you can test the idea. So the more that's lessened, the better it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great.
It really it's just a great streamlining process plugin. The other one that I'd like to throw out there is Rama's melee weapon plugin.
Rama.
Yeah,
Rama.
By Nathan Iyer, Rama, been around for as long as I can remember.
If you don't know Rama, you haven't been on any of our channels.
Yeah, it's actually, it would be a little surprising to not know who he is at this point, which is amazing. So good work, buddy. You're kind of famous. His melee weapon plugin is out there. It's really interesting. It kind of helps you. Basically what it does is you can take your mesh of whatever your weapon is, and then you can volume out what is going to hurt, what's not going to hurt, but it will have collision, stuff like that, which is a lot better than drawing a bunch of traces to figure out where your weapon is or doing something else. But it does actually have the ability to use tracing, I think, also. But it's really easy to.
When you said about the collision volume, so I've built specific complex meshes that each different collision has to have a specific kind of event tied to it, or a different type of collision, right? So you either use channels or you create your own.
Yeah.
And you can see this on the blog. It's got a really great diagram of it. But there's an axe, and it's got two axe heads. These over here, those cause damage. The handle does not cause damage.
Right.
Yep.
So if there's a thing like the handle accidentally hits something as opposed to head, it's not going to count as a full hit, right?
No, but it should knock away things if it bumps into something. Yeah.
In the past, exactly. It
would have to do damage because it's all one solid piece. Yeah, like you're saying.
But even in the past, even if you cut it up into multiple pieces, you have to say, okay, this one is going to be. I'm going to write a new channel for weapon metal damage, and then say go through my matrix and check the things that doesn't do, right?
And so this is kind of cutting out that middle chunk there where it's like I have the mesh, I've blocked out the areas, now I need to designate how much damage, what kind of damage, if it does damage, etc. So if the example that he has is kind of an axe with two blades, but you could even have like a spike in the middle and say, well, these blades do X damage and this does Y damage, and still. So it's very good for
spike
streamlining.
And two blades. You've been designing weapons lately, haven't you?
I might have been messing around with some Blueprint weapons, yeah, and being able to grab them in VR and things like that. So,
Ooh.
Maybe.
you know,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh.
Shocking.
Spotlights.
You know,
But yeah,
maybe I'll share more on that.
So there's a number of. Did you have another one you want to call out, or?
I think that, I mean, they're all great.
Yeah, there's a
If I
ton of
sat here
more
and
in
talked
there.
about all of them, I would be here all day.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have, what do we have? We have Shadow Complex coming up next, so we got to make sure that they get their time too. So.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and wrap here real quick. But again, the thread has got, or the blog has got a ton more on there.
On plugins.
We definitely suggest you go check it out. Check
Yes.
them out on the launcher themselves. Pull them down,
Yes.
plug them in, see what they do. Plug them in.
Yes, plug them in. And before we go real fast, I
Yep.
just want to mention to everybody, again, we talked at the top about the showcases. I'm here. I love the opportunity and am grateful for the opportunity to talk about you all, your projects, what's happening out there. So my whole thing, as I've said, is just covering this industry, the process, and the people behind it. So if you're developing a game, it's in Unreal, or a project of any kind, because we're really actually covering a lot of stuff through the showcases, feel free to reach out, let us know. Twitter's on the bottom there, and through the Unreal channels, through my channel specifically, you can reach out. I want to hear about what your story is and help tell your story, because it's just fascinating stuff, and we're super, super proud of the people and the content that's coming out of this community. So let us know.
There's so many of you out there doing amazing, amazing things, and we want to know you. We want to meet you. This is, and there are multiple ways for you to find us.
Yeah.
And we want to come find you, and if we don't, you know where to find us. Great. So this has been awesome. Thanks, Daniel, for coming and hanging out with
Absolutely.
us.
Thanks a ton, man.
Thanks for having me back on.
Hey,
he let me out of the
glad to have you.
doghouse.
Yeah.
Finally
The doghouse.
available.
These are not made for guys with small ears, by the way. I have little tiny ears, and these are just like all.
Just wear them with your glasses. They're the best.
See, I have these big, like, goofy ears.
I had to move
so that
very
works.
still the whole time. Just-
It's right. We're still cranking on some mic options and stuff. We've done a number of things in the past.
No, they're good mics. I have petite ears.
I
That's
see.
It's me. It's not you.
So basically, Shelly, can we get a request in for bigger ears for Daniel?
Yeah, can we get him like some Spock ears?
Is there a plug-in
Strap
for that?
on.
Yeah. Remember, do you take plugins?
Yeah, actually, I
yeah,
do.
kind of.
I kind of do. Somewhat cyborg, so.
Great. So I don't know. We have Shadow Complex in about an hour from now. Alex, take us out.
I think it's twitch.tv/shadowcomplex.
Okay. Great.
So twitch.tv/Shadow Complex is going to be streaming in a minute, and that'll be Shelly in the in an hour. Sorry, I meant
60
in a
minutes.
short amount of time when I say in a minute, but in a short amount of time, yes. Over there, they asked us to give them a good shout out. They are doing some cool stuff. They're gonna have a speed runner playing
Ooh.
through Shadow Complex as
Oh, that's
fast as
awesome.
humanly possible, which I think still takes like an hour or two, but
Yeah.
so it should be a good long stream
love
of
that game.
gameplay
It's
and
so good.
pretty exciting stuff. So please come check that out. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm going to throw out another thing here because we didn't mention it this time around yet, but the June UE4 Jam is
great.
is about to come out. So go to the forums, events. There's the June UE4 Jam. You can pre-register. Just send me your info. But we're going to have some really great stuff happening out of that. We've got prizes to give out, great things. I take VR games now, which is always insane. So other than that,
Yeah. We'll be streaming from E3 next week.
Right, we're
So
streaming from E3
we'll
direct.
dial in, and I'll be talking to Alex. We'll kick off the Game Jam next week.
Yes.
Right, as well.
Yes.
And also tune into the Shadow Complex because Brad's here on site.
Yeah.
And,
Ooh.
Yes.
Brad operates out of the chair office in Utah, and we're really glad to have him here. And so he can use the facility and those kinds of things too. He's awesome. Be his friend. He's the best.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, all right. So that's it. We'll see you all next time or on Tuesday or whenever, but we'll see you around.
Take care, everyone.
Later.